Edward here from the Crypto Viewing Group. Quick plug for the dudes, the pals, the teammates. God, I love this team. We do so much work, and oh man, check us out. The link will be below. We just did some very intense stuff. You don't want to miss it. Link below. Also, the Coolman Archive. This is a company my wife and I created to sell reproductions of her father's, Roy Coolman's work. Famous for his abstract expressionist art and graphic designs from the late 40s, the 1950s, and the 60s. Very cool stuff. This one's so far as I love this one. That one is so cool. Okay, that's the plugs. Now the reason for this video. I have been exploring the process as part of a mission for 6 years. I have well over 100 videos that are available now, maybe 200, that are specifically focused on the process of remote viewing. Somebody sent me a message or something, or a comment. Why don't I remote view how remote viewing works? My answer to that is I have been for 6 years. There's probably 200 videos available on YouTube for free that focus primarily on the process that we call remote viewing, how an input is acquired, how it makes its way to and through the threshold of awareness. What I'm looking at now, and I did an exploration session here in the exploration, is the utilization of the very important neurotransmitter called norepinephrine, and how it is used in the process not only of acquiring the input, but also the delivery mechanism along the autonomic and sympathetic nervous system, and to the various other parts of the brain that decode, interpret, translate the input. In this video, I am beginning to perceive that the state of the input is some form of static state that is yet to be defined. Norepinephrine is a neurotransmitter that is very important to the daily functions of a human being. It deals with our energy levels, our awareness levels. It deals with our fight or flight mechanisms, our awareness to the environment, those types of things. It is also called noradrenaline. So it is part of the adrenaline family. It comes from the part of the brainstem called the pons. In the brainstem, right next to the medulla oblongata, a couple of videos back is where I was exploring this part of the brainstem as a possible or a potential access point where the input is acquired and begins its process of making its way to the threshold of awareness. The important source of norepinephrine in the brain is a small region of the pons called the locus coeruleus. The pons, part of the brainstem here, it deals with involuntary movements and sensory elements as well. So the functions of these four cranial nerves, respiration, controls involuntary actions and sensory roles, hearing, taste, pain, movement, involuntary actions, saliva, tears. My sense is that the input is acquired in a involuntary, autonomic way as a base survival mechanism. It is involuntary. Now, the course that it takes to get to the threshold of awareness, that's another story. The locus coeruleus is the part of the pons, is the primary site for brain synthesis of norepinephrine. There's a part inside of this element where it synthesizes this neurotransmitter and begins its delivery system. Norepinephrine may also be released directly into the blood from the adrenal medulla. The adrenal medulla. Again, we're dealing with the parts of the brain that deal with action, movement, and awareness of the environment. Awareness. The adrenal medulla also deals directly with the autonomic system, and specifically inside of that, the sympathetic nervous system. Delivery mechanism. It works directly with norepinephrine as well. Is this the delivery system? Also, another part of the pons is a part of the brainstem called the reticular formation. This is, in my view, the processing of the brain where the input goes through the delivery system. This function, the reticular formation, consists of more than 100 small neural networks that varying functions that go into somatic motor controls, involuntary actions. This is the main one here where I'm looking at its role in the acquisition of an input, sleep and consciousness. The reticular formation has projections to the thalamus and cerebral cortex that allow it to exert some control over which sensory signals reach the cerebellum and come to our conscious attention. It plays a central role in states of consciousness like alert, sleep, injury, and that kind of thing. Key. Exert some control over which sensory signals reach the cerebellum and come to our conscious attention. The delivery system. Let's take a look at the delivery system. This was the target here. Online, I'm blind.
Test. Experiment 4733. Experiment 4733. Okay, the goal. First, acquire the input. Obtain a dimensional sensation or an emotional sensation of the quality indicating that the actual input has been acquired. I want to retrace the channel to the selector or arrival mechanism and explore
in the brainstem
the potential of the brainstem area, the pons, and the potential use of the neurotransmitter norepinephrine as a carrier signal or amplifier or stimulator.
I'm trying to produce words that would best interpret the perception, and words don't, they ain't working. I can't find the right words.
Push or drive or send or deliver elements of the input into other various parts of the brain for processing, decoding. Acquire the input. 4733. Far.
That was a pretty decent wave, but the
It was
perception.
very wavy. Wavy. I don't have enough yet to call that.
Didn't have enough to call it water yet.
4733. 4733.
All right.
A peak or a point?
Okay,
Peak
here's what's important about this. Now, this is a side thing for those who are new to remote viewing or are into remote viewing and they don't understand the ideogram here and what it means. It's probably one of the most difficult elements of remote viewing to try to comprehend, as well as try to understand it and utilize it in the best possible way. What I'm looking for, and this is thousands of trial and error, exploration, practice, training, is that what is taking place is that my autonomic nervous system here is just with them signals I was just talking about. I am looking for when something comes through that is autonomic, not something that I'm creating in my mind. Okay, these didn't feel good. This one, I perceived it. It had a different quality, and I had to pay attention to it. And there's a peak, and there's points. That's a little ideogram training for you, for free.
Peak or a point? 4733. 4733. I don't like these.
They didn't have it. They don't have it. I got it. It has to be something that's automatic. And that takes, you got to work your butt off to get there. Good luck to you. I got too much.
4733. 4733. Is there water here? Water element?
I'm just getting some good
Right.
stuff that I could interpret as water. I'm feeling pretty confident about it. This is just, I just let it flow with some sensory stuff coming through the nervous system. I got this idea of two things there. Some kind of crossing. I'm not sure. I can't see that in here. Maybe there's something in here that's related to that, but I don't care.
Close.
Let's move a little bit here along. Okay, so my peak, I still have the peaks and the points. Okay, so there's a mountain range.
With a peak.
With a peak.
There's two things here.
I don't know what those are. I can't verify them, but
what are they doing though? Doesn't really matter.
Right now, I just want to verify if I have acquired the quality that is recognizable, so that I can begin the most important exploration here.
How does this feel?
Felt pretty good.
Deep.
More sensations
Deep.
coming.
There could be some water here. Water. Water, two things.
I don't know what those are.
Okay, retrace
Here we go.
elements of this input to the selector arrival mechanism. And the state feels static.
That is for further exploration.
A static state. Like a plate. Static state. Traveling through it feels.
Right now my awareness is right here in my brainstem. That's where my awareness is.
Like the nervous system. Is it fueled, or is it fueled by the neurotransmitter norepinephrine to push or break it up? Like break it. This is interesting. Like a breakdown of the static state of the input and delivery to other parts of the brain. Static state.
So that's this one. Does the input get broken down, and whatever that might mean, and then make its way through these systems here? That's the exploration. Many more to come. Hope you like this video.